is Andrea D. Hicks, and I am so blessed to be here today. Today is Women's Ministry International Day of Prayer. And because it is the Day of Prayer, I just want to say thank you to the Mount Sinai Seventh-day Adventist Church here in Queens Village for praying for me. You pray for a lot of people, but I really felt the prayers that were prayed for me. I'm going to start off my testimony by taking you back approximately about a year ago, January 23rd, 2020. I had a total hip replacement. So now you're seeing someone with a bionic hip. I had a car accident, and because of the injuries, I had to have a hip replacement. During this time, it was very challenging for me. I had to learn how to walk again. I was using a walker, and then I was able to graduate to a cane, and then eventually I was able to walk with no assistance, just God. That was a blessing. I had to learn how to put my clothes on all over again, learn how to drive. It was a very challenging experience. And I know some of you understand what I'm talking about because you've been through challenging experiences yourself. I just want to thank God for my sweet mom who took time out of her schedule to take care of me. She took care of me from January until May of last year. And I also want to tell you that I was scheduled to go back to work on April 13th. I was cleared and had medical clearance. So I was ready to go back to work, getting myself prepared. Little did I know, because of COVID-19, that my company that I had been at for 19 years decided to furlough myself and 85% of our company. So I went from medical leave, making 80% of my salary, to making zero. All I kept saying is, Lord, how am I going to keep this house? How am I going to keep things going? I prayed. The church was praying for me. My family was praying for me. I was among 23 million Americans that were furloughed or laid off because of COVID-19. For the first time in my life, I had to collect unemployment. Unemployment was not an easy process. I did everything I was supposed to. I filled out the paperwork. But I never received anything for 6 weeks. 6 weeks of zero income. 6 weeks of bills that still needed to be paid. 6 weeks of food that still needed to be eaten. Zero income. But God kept telling me, I got you. Just trust me. On July 6th, my company told us that we will be going back to the office. Unfortunately, some of my coworkers did not come back. But my God, in His graciousness, allowed me to go back to work on July 6th. One of my challenges with going back was my commute. I have to get on the Long Island Railroad and travel to work. It takes me about 2 hours from the time I leave my house to the time I walk in the door at work. I was nervous because of COVID-19, having to get on a train, having to be around people. But God kept telling me, trust, just trust me. I wanted to tell my boss, I wanted to call Human Resources and say, listen, is there any way I could work at home? But you know what God told me? God told me, do not call anyone. One thing about this COVID-19 season, when you're in your quiet space, there's nobody around. You hear God even clearer. And God told me, do not call anyone. He told me, I'm going to tell them what to tell you. So I sat back. Little did I know, at the time that I'm looking at, emailing my boss, the time that I'm looking at calling human resources, my boss is sending me an email. I looked at the time of the email. It was at the same time that God told me that. My boss emails me and says, you know what? He says, until further notice, I would like you to work from home starting on July 6th. Can you imagine? Work from home? I don't have a job that I can work from home. At least I didn't think so. Anyway, currently, I just want you to know this is my 20th year working for this company. I am currently working full-time, and I am still working remotely. So what can I tell you? The lesson learned. Sometimes in life, it may seem like it's overwhelming and you're in a whirlwind. I'm here to tell you that no matter what you have going on, God promises to take care of you. During this season, God taught me an acronym, LHO, listen, hear, obey. When I listen, I hear his word. When I hear his word, and I obey. And he also told me, trust the process.